Hi, I'm here in a summer theater. Of course, it's now closed because it's winter, but I thought that what's a better place to speak about this spiritual truth, because this life seems to be like a theater. There are so many theater shows, different kind of shows we can choose from. When we remember our true nature, who we truly are, that we are the awareness and that we are the creator of our lives, directors, actors, creating all the actors, and what is it, screenwriters. Okay, but as usually I'm making now a video about my experiences about awakening path, and I wish you to take what resonates with you and leave rest, because we are all creating our own world. So what is, I'm trying to sit here, it's quite cold, but I don't want to get freezed when I'm sitting, but I just want to sit and talk with you. So what resonates with you and what you think is truth for you, it's gonna show up as a truth in your world. So decide what is true to you. I'm doing my best in my my world. So okay, we are in this theater, and maybe the hardest part has been really to accept what we truly are, even if we might have got that recognition, our true nature, that isness, that being, that if you leave all your thoughts about you, the stories about you, what is left, you notice that there's only the being. I made a video about what is God self. You can watch that if you like to. But even if you notice that your true being, your recognition that you are that being, that I am, that isness, there might be something holding back still. And what I noticed, that if you happen to have really let's say hard conditioning, then it might be that you, okay, I'm thinking all the same, or when I'm speaking I'm not thinking, it's coming. So the problem is that we are still identifying to be as the separate self, even if we know our true nature as being awareness. So it's like when we identify with that separate self, it keeps us in believing those stories we are acting in our life. And it's the hard, now I get there, it's the hard part to let go of that believe in that separation. It feels scary, it might feel, because all your life you have been thinking that there is you and the others, and now you can recognize, even with experimental way, that everything you see and hear and taste and touch, it's happening in your awareness. So it's all happening in you. So you are the creator of your life. There is really no separation, and I think it's the hard part to really just let go of that separation. It's the ego, the separate self. It's kind of designed to keep in that feeling of separation, that it's always comparing and just keeping on that illusion of separateness. And it might feel lonely if you think that you actually create everyone and everything in your life. But it's good to know that you're also creating your body there also, and the others, so-called. So you are not even that body. You have that body, and the people we see, they have bodies, but still what we truly are, it's beyond that. We are the awareness behind that. We are the formless, and we have the form, but the recognition that our true nature is that formless, that isness, that being, and not that separate self. So then we see that all there, what is our own creation. And about that loneliness, it has always been so. So it starts to get easier and help with that feeling of loneliness, because those people still are there. They have always been like that, a bird to us, like that. So you can love them even more. There's no feeling like you are separate and somebody is judging you. Nobody is judging you if you don't do that yourself, for yourself. So it makes life kind of more loving. But there still appears people and places, and we can enjoy this life. So it's kind of, you start to see the world different. You start to see that not through that separation. You start to see that how magnificent spirit you are. You're creating everything you see. Think about, the life is like a game. When you play some video game, the world is just appearing in front of you wherever you go. And if you walk there in the world like that, and you see that, oh my gosh, I'm really creating all that I see all the way when I'm going. But it's magnificent, really. But it takes that acceptance of our true nature that you can really start to enjoy that. But when you still think you are the separate self, you identify with that, then it feels lonely. It might feel. But okay, let's go to the next subject. I thought that I have so much to talk about, so this might be a long video, but I'm not now just sharing my experiences. So there is that feeling of separation, and it's like the human level. And if we go to the human level, there might be that there is feelings of unworthiness, and codependency is a big thing. And I think if you are codependent, then, or you think you are codependent, it might keep in that loneliness feeling and just not able to accept that truth. So I find out that deep inside, if you really look at codependency, it's about that there is a belief inside that you think you yourself don't have value. And of course the natural consequence, what is it? I don't know the word. It's natural if you think you have no value yourself, if you really have had that kind of conditioning for yourself, that you are dependent on others, that you are not whole on yourself. It's about thinking that you have no value. But if you have that recognition who you truly are, you start to notice that you are everything, everyone, everything you see. You are infinitely worthy. But what helps is that you really have to start to love yourself in the human level first. Notice those stories, what is running there, telling that you are not worthy. Say no thank you to those stories and love yourself. tell yourself that you are lovable and that you are loving yourself. I got an oh, it's cold here. I got an what is it? A visualization that if you really start to think that this sounds weird, but it came to me. So if you start that you are pregnant, if you have kids, that like you are waiting, carrying yourself, pregnant for yourself, it's kind of like a inner child work. I don't know, in really deep level. I had that experience that I just had that visualization like I was having a baby and it was me, myself. And in that moment I noticed that how much I can love myself. That I really can love myself, how loved I am. If you think that way, you can really notice how stupid it is. Sorry, not stupid, but not true. I don't say you stupid, but the idea how stupid it is to not be worthy or lovable. We can think that we can love others, but we don't give that love to ourselves. But if you think that, if you are pregnant for yourself, how much you can honor yourself and love yourself. And after that I just kind of noticed that, and I started for a few days just saying everything I noticed, all the lack beliefs, lack thoughts, limitation, just saying that no thank you, I love myself. No thank you, I love myself. Lack, no thank you, I love myself. And I really gave that love to myself. Really gave love to myself, and I started to really feel love for myself, like fell in love with myself really deeply. If we feel we are codependent, we don't do that ourselves. We just try to get someone out of ourselves to give that love for us. We have to give that love to us, ourselves. So love yourself. Tell yourself that I love myself. Say no thank you to lack. Say no thank you to limitations, and say that I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And then you start to notice those stories you'll be telling to yourself. All those stories that if you are not acting a certain kind, being something for someone, then you can't love yourself or others can't love you. It's always like you have to be better, you have to be better, you have to be better. But if you think that you're really telling that to yourself, and outside it is a reflection from yourself, you're telling yourself that you need to be better, you need to be better, you're not enough, you're not complete, you're not whole. That's not true. Give yourself the love you actually deserve, what you truly are. Just make that decision that you are going to love yourself, be for yourself. It's not about actions in 3D, it's inner work. Just love yourself, love yourself. No one else can't give you that love. You have to give it for yourself. Start telling better stories about yourself. Say that no thank you for those negative stories. And you start to notice that you have been creating all the time those stories, and they have been reflecting back to you. And you start to notice that you really truly are the creator of your life. Really. And then, when you make the decision that no more, I'm not gonna make myself less than, I'm not gonna make myself anymore less than or not worthy. No, thank you, I'm gonna love myself. You start to shift. You start to feel good about yourself. There might be feelings that there comes the programming, you can't be loving yourself, it's selfish. But if you really truly know who you truly are, you know that your world is you. So if you love yourself, you're loving your world. Every time you say, I love myself, you are loving your world also. Because your life is love. Your world is you. So you can love yourself. Love yourself. And when you continue that you feel love with yourself, you start to notice that you are love. Actually, your real identity is love. You start to notice that your real identity is abundance. But you have to start it that in some cases from that human level, loving yourself as human level. It starts to shift, that you are starting to notice that you truly, truly are that magnificent soul who is creating all this. And you notice that you are love. It's not about anymore that I have to love myself. It's that you are love and that you are abundance. And then you don't get any more power to those stories about lack and limitation, because you truly know your true nature. Does this make sense? So it's all about love. It's actually is all about love. The love is the truth. Abundance is the truth. That's what you are. Say no thank you to other stories. Be aware. See how those thoughts and things appear in your life. Notice them. You start to see patterns that are repeating. There comes feelings. You can feel those, but you start to notice, if you are aware, that they are like connected to those stories you are telling. If you hear that voice in your head telling those negative stories about you, you can start to notice them also. Be aware of them and notice them. Not fight, but saying that okay, but no thank you, I love myself. See it, but say, I love myself. No thank you, I love myself. So you don't kind of fight against that separate self-programming. There is I think there is beautiful things in life, but we identify with that separation and that those stories, negative things. We don't see those beautiful things what are in that story also, because we are so hyper focused on those lack, viewing the world through lack and limitation. But the true nature is abundance and love. It's good to remember that these moments we see, we create to continue. We create, what's the word? That like the one moment we have, that the next moment is dependent on the earlier, but it's our humanness what makes that. So now I have language problem. What I'm going to tell, that every picture in your life, they are new pictures, they are not connected to each other. So you can shift your awareness to those pictures, stories that tell about love and abundance, what you truly are. Don't give power to the lack stories. Love yourself. It's about that. Really not feeling whole as we are, but the awareness that we are God. It's all the stories that we are playing in the theater of life. You are the star of your theater. And there's infinite possibilities. The world we see appears in front of us based on who we are being. And when we feel that we are not whole, we get a different world. So love yourself. Love, 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 love. Love yourself. That's so important. It's it. Okay, I love you so much. See you.